Peter wakes up to an alert from his bank app. $25,000 has been deposited into your account, which is weird because Peter Parker does not have $25,000. He barely has 25. His first thought, oh my god, did I get hacked? His second thought, wait, who would hack me to give me money? Then he sees the note attached. For services rendered, expect more next week. Services? And that's when it hits him. Last week, Spider-Man took down every major crime ring in Queens. Now, criminals are just leaving cash in places labeled for the spider. Like he's some urban legend crime lord. The worst part, it's working. Crime was at an all-time low. Even the cops are impressed. And then it gets worse. Peter swings down to stop some guy shaking down a bodega owner, webs him to a lamppost, and the guy just nods at him like it's a business transaction. Thanks, boss. Money's already in the usual spot. Peter stares. No, that's not. You know you're still going to jail, but now he just feels bad. Like, the guy thinks he did what he was supposed to. Captain America is horrified. Tony is proud. Doctor Strange is taking bets on how long this lasts. I want a Spider-Man and Deadpool movie that's PG-13. And of course, Wade is constantly breaking the fourth wall. He's making up all these filler cuss words. And when Peter is confused, like, what the? Wade just says, I only get one word in this movie, so I'm saving it for an opportune moment. Then there's a moment of silence as Wade realizes what he said. He hangs his head with a disappointed sigh, followed by a bleeped out Deadpool, being annoyed in a public place. MJ, please Peter, is there anything you can do to shut him up? Peter, outside of my Spidey suit? Not really. Well, I might have one trick. Peter, if you want to Spider-Man, sit down and be quiet. Deadpool sits down silently. Johnny Storm falls out of the sky and sits down silently. Black Cat emerges from the shadows covered in stolen jewels and sits silently. Agent Venom swings down from building in an I Heart Spidey t-shirt and sits silently. Harry Osborn crashes hang glider into the street, pops back up, and then sits silently. Peter, well, I don't know what to do now. What do I do, MJ? MJ, seething as she sits. He's my idiot, you pricks. Never understood in like the DC or Marvel universe, when people have a secret identity, but superpowers are like a normal thing, they don't all pretend to just have like other superpowers. Oh no, someone saw Peter Parker lift up his locker, and now they know he has super strength. Definitely nothing else, just that. Cool, right? I'm one of those mutant guys. There are so many Superman subplots where someone nearly finds out his secret identity because they notice his alien DNA, or he grabs a hot ball of lead with his bare hands or something, and it's just like, yeah, just say you're Clark Kent from the planet Zog, where everyone has fireproof hands. Aliens are a normal thing in this universe. Starfire has a successful modeling career, and she's literally the princess of another planet. It's very easy to prove someone isn't human. Much harder to prove that they are specifically this one dude who isn't human. Peter Parker in the 2002 movie is fucking incredible. He gets bitten by a fucking jacked red blue spider, and he doesn't say, hey, someone should take me to the hospital mayhaps. He just goes home. And then the bite swells to the size of a fucking jawbreaker, but he's like, nah, I just need a nap. Then he wakes up the next day and discovers that he doesn't need his glasses anymore, and he has a fucking six-pack. Does he flip his entire No, he says, cool, iconic. 2002 Peter Parker had no health insurance. Peter Parker, holy shit, you're Bruce Banner sighing. Yes, I'm the Peter Parker, the most renowned scientist of the generation. Bruce Banner voice cracking, about to cry. Thanks. Peter figures it out by accident. He's at the tower eating snacks with the Avengers when he casually says something about his Spanish class. Tony just freezes, then squints at him really hard. Wait, you're still in high school? Peter stares back. Tony, you signed my permission slip for a field trip. And that's when everyone realizes Tony Stark has no idea how old Spider-Man is. Peter watches in real time as Tony starts running back every single conversation they've ever had. You have a bedtime? You're not even old enough to drive? Oh my god, I let you fight aliens? Steve is dying. Natasha has to leave the room. Thor pats Tony on the back like he just lost a loved one. Tony immediately sends Peter home, effective immediately. Peter tries to protest. I have super strength. Tony visibly sweating. You have homework. Peter has never seen a man go through 5 stages of grief so fast. Peter Parker gets a letter in the mail. Jury duty, which is bad, because if he doesn't go, he's a criminal. If he does go, he's going to hear about a crime and not be able to punch anyone about it. MJ tells him to just say he's biased against criminals. But then, the case turns out to be against William Fisk. Fisk, in full 3-piece suit, stares directly at Peter as he sits in the jury box. Peter stares back. Peter texts Daredevil under the table. Peter, bro, help, Daredevil. You wanted to be a normal citizen. Enjoy. So now Peter is trapped in a courtroom, trying very hard not to react, when the defense lawyer says things like, Mr. Fisk is a legitimate businessman, and there is no proof Spider-Man was even there. Meanwhile, Wilson Fisk absolutely knows. The jury finds Fisk not guilty. Peter swings out that night and punches him directly in the face. Fisk just sighs. You could have done that in court. Peter, exasperated. I know! I love this Peter is worthy to lift the hammer thing, because imagine the same scenario from the Avengers movie where everyone tries to lift the hammer, but with Peter in in the middle too. Even Nat tries and can't. Steve can't because I don't want to. Peter would probably use all his strength to lift the hammer, but it would end up falling on his face because, well, he's worthy. It's light for him. And while he's unconscious on the floor, everyone would be freaking out because, holy f, he's worthy. Thor and Loki would be in a dispute to see who adopts him first to be the future heir to the throne of Asgard. And Tony would be like, he's already taken. Thor goes to steal Peter, but Peter screams and Thor takes him too high. And Tony literally jumps off the roof, putting on the armor, going after them in the damn sky. Peter and Thor play with the hammer, and Tony's like, I'm so proud. But if that idiot god tries to steal my son one more time, Loki is trying to steal Peter too sometimes. Tony can't stand stopping gods from stealing Peter anymore. Peter is confused as to why 3 such important people are fighting over him. When he really discovered how important it was to be able to lift the axe, he fainted. Thor, Loki, and Tony went to complete despair. Spider-Man is broke, and it's funny to imagine the public slowly finding out. Like, there will be obvious pictures of Peter using the same suit that was torn for days, but people just chalk it up as him not having time to get a new one, as opposed to not having the resources to repair it. Or the times they see him scavenging in trash cans and getting audibly excited to see a piece of technology that he can use. Obviously, he just likes collecting old tech, and whatever he found must have been rare. Or the number of times he saves hot dog stand vendors, and all he asks in return is a single hot dog. He's just being modest, obviously, and doesn't expect much for being a hero. It's not like he can afford food at times. The time where people started actually considering that Peter might actually be broke is when he was swinging extremely fast across the city before abruptly stopping and landing on the streets to pick up a single dollar while being visibly excited about it. He even chased the dollar for a few seconds, since the wind picked it up before swinging off again. Dick. So, how long have you been doing this whole crime fighting thing? Peter. Honestly, kinda lost track around the 90s, but a long time. Dick. That's rough. You got any backup? Like a team? Peter. Nah. Been on several teams, but none that stick. I like doing things on my own. Dick. Any family? Peter. Nope. My parents were CIA agents and killed by the Red Skull, the leader of Hydra, when I was young. Dick. Wait. Peter. I was adopted by my aunt and uncle, but when I got my powers, I let a robber go, and that same robber killed my uncle. Dick. Hearing aggressive running in the distance. Pete. Stop. Peter. Yeah. And after being Spider-Man for a while, I was hated by a news organization. Was accused of killing my first girlfriend's dad. Aggressive running speeds up. Dick. Pete. Stop. He's coming. Peter. And then she died in my arms after I tried to catch her with a web, but didn't factor in the momentum. And I have been non-stop struggling since. Aggressive running stops. Dick. Oh no. He is here. Peter. Who? Bruce Wayne bursting through the wall holding a Robin costume. So, you've struggled all your life and are or close to being an orphan? Dick. Pete. Run! So we all know Peter is broke. Not, oh no, I can't afford takeout broke. Real broke. Like digging through couch cushions for Subway fare broke. Desperate times, desperate measures. He signs up for one of those gig apps. You know, the ones where you do odd jobs for cash. Just a little side hustle. First job, deliver a package. Easy. Swing across town, drop it off, collect $50. Simple, right? Wrong. Because as soon as he hands it over, the guy runs for his life. And the next thing Peter knows, he's surrounded. Black SUVs, shady men in suits. One guy speaking into an earpiece like he's in a spy thriller. Peter sighs. Okay, so I definitely just delivered illegal contraband, didn't I? A guy pulls out a badge. FBI, step away from the package! Peter considers running, but another dude steps up. Wait, Spider-Man? Oh my god, did we just think Spider-Man? And now everyone is panicking, because apparently, the FBI just tricked a superhero into doing crime. Peter groans. Yeah, I knew $50 was too good to be true. Peter spent the next 2 hours in an interrogation room, while Nick Fury gives the most furious death stare with his only eyeball.